That's right. This is FanStream Sports. The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you. Yeah, welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. I am, of course, Colby Sapp, in the cage, playing all the music and bobbing his head. Happy one, IndyCarTim, what is up? Hello, fans, sports, nation, streamers, listener, people, folks, types. It's good to be here on my show. And, you know, it is part of your show. It's also partly mine. If you want to be part of the show, go ahead and text in to our FanStream Sports text line, 214-937-0569. Ron's already getting in on the Let's Go, boys. What is up, Ron?
What's up, Ron?
If you want to comment on Facebook. You want to text in. Maybe you downloaded us and you're one of our many downloaders, then use that text line to communicate with us. I swear we'll do something about when you send it in. We may answer your question, or we may tell you we're going to do something and totally forget about it.
It happens.
It does. Man, I had a thing happen, and it's not like the thing that normally happens. The music, like if you're in your car, and this has happened to all of us around our age, and maybe even a little bit younger, you're in your car, and maybe you've got it on the oldie station or something like that.
Do we still have one of those?
I don't know if we do.
I think we do anymore, do we?
But maybe you went down the classic rock rabbit hole, right?
Yep.
And you're there, and next thing you know, like for me, it was Welcome to the Jungle came on classic rock. And then later on, Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit came on classic rock, and it's pretty jarring to happen. It really is. Especially when every time, like, Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, it was my, like, you know, F the world, old people. I'm going to listen to this music. That was mine, right?
So you were one of those.
Of course I was. Generation X, it's F everybody. We don't care. F off.
We're the greatest generation.
I mean, yeah, the album cover has a naked baby in water chasing a dollar bill that's on a fishing line, and yeah, we don't know what that means either, but still.
It's right up there with the Van Halen album cover with the baby angel smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, nobody,
Still don't know what that means.
Yeah, but you know what? It was ours, man. I don't know why I just turned into the bus driver from The Simpsons.
Yeah, what's up?
Whoa, dude, Bart, man, man, go, yeah.
It happens.
Don't like that. But I was at a gas station, actually, after I picked up my Indian food, and to put a little gas in the car so I could make it up here. And I was looking through, of course, I have to visit the protein aisle every single time. And as I'm there, I realized they're playing NF's Outcast, which I tried to hit IndyCarTim to NF, and all I heard from him was, it sounds like Eminem. That was about it. But my thing is that I've been listening to this guy for a while. Like, I was listening to this guy when he was making, tracks and also working a day job, right? And so to hear him just like randomly over the store speakers at a Circle K was like, wow, man, Nate's made it. I mean, I knew he did, because if you go look at any of his videos now, it's like, millions and millions and millions of views. But still, it just was shocking. And it was a better moment than the Nirvana in the car on the classic rock station. It was like, man, I was hip before Circle K was hip. I mean, I knew this guy before a lot of people knew him. I mean, not, of course, before maybe he knew himself, but yeah, man. I felt kind of good about that. Kind of put me in the, that I don't know, it kind of felt like Skin for a little bit, where I knew more about what was going on than everybody else in music for a second. does because he's done the research and all that crap. By the way, I do have a problem with a little bit's going on with the freak, and it's not anything that's going on with him. It's the one commercial that they have. It's a Mavs camp commercial, and the announcer's like J.J. Burrow is going to be there.
Hey, Colby.
Is it J.J. Burrow?
I need to do something real quick.
Okay.
Apparently we have a really bad connection.
All right, then.
So I'm going to shut down the audio real quick, and I'm going to bring it back up, and then we'll get into J.J. Burrow.
So all that rant just happened for basically nothing.
Well, Ron's letting us know, and I just checked the stream, and it sounds like we're robots again. Remember when we had robot voices?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that again. I think I need to shut down the sound, and then we're going to bring it back up.
All right, then.
We'll be right back, whoever can understand us.
If you do want to go ahead and join in with the show, you can text in 214-937-0569. That is our fan stream sports. Nope, we're still robots.
Nope, we're good.
Okay. I just heard it in there, and it sounded like robots in the background.
It sounds infinitely better than it did before.
So that's good.
That's a good thing.
So my rant about all the things was roboticized, and I'm not sure if I can actually go back and give that any kind of justice that I had.
Can't do it again, can you?
Walking back into it. I mean, I gave it my all. I was some pretty good, even though you were half-assed paying attention to it because robots were happening.
Yeah, because I was trying to fix everything.
So, and I kept tossing the rock to you, and then you would just kind of kick it back at me. Like, I don't want your rocks right now, sir.
Don't you dare show me your rocks.
That's right. So, all right. Well, I'll let you know. I am proud of NF for being played in a Circle K. And I'm sure that doesn't mean anything to Mr. Nate, but...
well, you know, the first time I heard a song on the classic rock station was when they played, like one of my favorite foreigners, Urgent. I heard Urgent on K-Love one time. And I'm like, really? We're here now? Because growing up, I can remember when the slogan of K-Love, 98.7 FM here in Dallas, when they used to be the oldie station, was we play the hits of the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, about 10 years later, it's the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. So I don't know what it is, what it would be now. They're like a pop station now. I don't think they're even oldies anymore, but...
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you're going by that, then they play in the 90s. You know what I mean?
The 90s, aughts, and the teens.
Jesus.
We're old, Colby.
We are. See, and going into that, I used to think about, all right, so I was born in 77, right? So anything that my dad or anybody brought up that was like happened in the 60s for a time, I was like, whoa, the way back then.
Right.
Right.
Isn't that weird.
And heaven forbid somebody bring up something that happened in the 50s. What? That
That's
existed? And so that's the same thing, because, like, daughter Blaze, 22, about to be 23. Well, you can kind of guess when she was born at.
Right.
Yeah, it's 2000. So anything I mentioned in the 90s or the 80s, she just kind of looks at me like, I was talking to her and had her watch Transformers 1984, which is my favorite, like, Transformers cartoon, whatever. It's like, I can tell you where I was when I first saw it, right? And so she's watching, she's like, this is really cool. So they had this all the way back in the 80s? And I was like, whoa.
All the way back.
All the way back in the 80s.
Well, what's even more jarring for me is one of my favorite shows growing up was Happy Days.
Oh.
Right? That came on in the late 70s or mid 70s.
Right.
Carried into the early 80s, right? I think it was in middle school when it finally went off the air. But, of course, it was set in the 50s in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I can remember thinking, like, God, that's so freaking long ago. When in reality, it was like 20 years ago. At that point, that'd be like a show now about the 2003.
Right.
And I'm like, now putting it into perspective now as an adult, I'm like, that's just weird thinking about it.
Well, I mean, they had that 70s show. Now, what is it, that 90s show or something like that?
Yeah, I think that failed miserably, though.
Well, probably.
Because they had an 80s one, too.
So, but still, I mean, God, we're just all effing old. Congratulations to everybody. We're old, and also congratulations to NF for being played in a Circle K.
It's cray-cray. Speaking of music, Colby.
Yes?
I had a bit of an adventure yesterday.
Was it a Dungeons and Dragons adventure?
I would never do that because I would lose. I'd be the first guy out.
All right.
No, I went to my old watering hole, the Revel in Frisco. For those of you local, you'll know what I'm talking about. And normally they don't have music on Sundays. They've got the little brunch acoustic thing going where you go sip your mimosas and your poinsettias and what have you and listen to some acoustic brunch. But it was literally like 110 degrees on the patio.
Gross.
So that guy played inside. They had all the brunch crap inside. And then I noticed as brunch is about to end, like around, 3 o'clock, a bunch of kids started showing up. Like families and kids. Like young kids. And I see like teenage age kids start walking in carrying instruments and drum kits.
Ooh.
I'm like, what the hell is going on a Sunday at my bar? So the manager, my good buddy Jarrett, proceeds to tell me, oh, it's the Rock Stars of Tomorrow from the Frisco Music School. They're doing a show tonight. I'm like, so it's a Sunday, and you're going to have a bunch of kids playing in a bar. I'm not on board with this.
Yeah, because you never have good ideas.
And so he's telling me, now we've had them a couple of times. This is the third or fourth time they're some of them are actually pretty good. So they have several different, band arrangements, because it's all the kids coming to play. And like, they're all high school age kids. Okay. They weren't, the little kids that were there were like siblings or whatever that were coming to watch their other siblings. So anyway, they started like around 5:30 or 6. And yes, I was there from brunch until about 10 o'clock at night. No judgment.
All the judgment.
No judgment. I was hungover as hell from the night before, too. That's why I was there for brunch. So, a couple of the arrangements get up on stage, and they're playing through some, playing the hits, right? All the songs that we would recognize. And I'm thinking, okay, well, they're not too bad. A couple of these guys are pretty good. I watched them play the guitar. There's a dude playing a freaking $4,000 Rickenbacker bass that I was drooling over.
Why kid?
Yeah, why does he have it and I can't have one? But he wasn't bad. He was pretty good. And remember, these are all music students, right? And they're 17 and under, and so they're learning, right? Well, dude, the highlight of the show, or the what do you call it? The
headliner.
The headliner. Thank you. Yes, the headliner was like 2 guitars, the bass, a 13-year-old girl on keyboard, and a dude on drums. The same dude played drums most of the time. And Colby, I have some audio that we're going to listen to here. I need you to separate yourself, the drummer, for a minute, because remember, these are music students.
Okay.
And I'm just prefacing this with the drummer maybe didn't have the best day, okay? Uh-oh. But what I'm focusing on here is this girl's voice. And I've got 2 clips, and I pulled this off of their Facebook page because, of course, I didn't think to record it at the time because I didn't think I was going to like it. So I pulled it off the Facebook video. So it's the tail end of Welcome to the Jungle, and it leads into AC/DC.
You can't have a bad day in the drums and be playing AC/DC. I'll try. I'm going to try really hard.
But focus on it.
On her voice.
This is a 17-year-old girl.
Okay.
With these pipes. And, dude, I'm telling you, everybody there was freaking blown away, including me. So let's see what we got here on our audio. Ignore the drums.
I did. She is awesome.
Dude. I wish the audio was better. This is a 17-year-old girl singing these songs.
Woo!
Dude, she was not missing a note.
No,
this doesn't do it justice.
You know what? But that man. All right, her voice is amazing.
And I'm telling you, she was up on stage for most of the shows, like singing backup for some other people. And, you know, doing backup singing, she's just barely noticeable, right? So she was kind of in the background, just
doing what you're supposed to do.
Doing what you're supposed to do is a bit, complimenting the lead vocals and everything, singing harmony. Dude, they did some Fleetwood Mac songs where she just doing Stevie Nicks, belting it out, right? But, dude, I'm telling you, not just her voice, her stage presence blew me away, dude. She's like Mick Jagger on stage or Freddie Mercury. Like, she is commanding that stage and just playing into the crowd. I mean, dude. Again, I'm not going to say her name or anything because she's a minor, but, dude, y'all go check out. It's called Rock Stars of Tomorrow Frisco. They got a Facebook page. And you go check out all the kids here, man. These are kids who are going – it's like a summer camp, right, for music.
Well, go ahead and just – somebody get her on America's Got Talent or something like that. Just escalate her on up.
This didn't do it justice, but she was freaking awesome.
And I'm not going to – I mean, drummers have had bad days before, and maybe he just – because he was hitting hard –
he was.
So,
and I will tell you, it was an extremely cheap drum set.
You know what?
You can probably tell.
Could, but this is coming from a guy that played for a lot of my time on a Pearl Export
right
set. It just tuned it as well as I could.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that was great, and I did my best. And inside. And you can't see my legs, but they were really trying to help out that drummer.
Yeah, I know. And I knew, like, when I was there, I was like, I was so focused on her vocals, but I was like, man, if Colby was here, he'd be going crazy.
Come on, man.
You're going to go up there and help him.
Dude, just, all right, dude, you're just not having a good time. Let me go ahead and sit on that throne.
But no, it was, dude, a lot of those kids were great. They had a guy playing lead guitar that played in several of the sets and different band arrangements they had up there. And he was really good. I think he was 15.
Right.
And, yeah, he was really good. And but man, y'all, I want to give them some props, though. And because, like I said, I had my doubts going into it. I was a little pissed. I was like, I hear a bunch of freaking kids playing at my bar. But, dude, this girl was freaking awesome.
A little bit, and the hit notes that were in the Welcome to the Jungle and into Angus's. I mean, the guitarist was hitting some licks, man.
Yeah, and that was him. That was a 15-year-old.
And I could at least feel the bass trying to help out the drums, move it along. So
yeah, they were trying to play together and complement each other as drummers and bass players often do.
It's your own little world over there.
Yeah.
So but man, that voice, she needs to go ahead and just find herself a band now,
dude,
and roll with it.
And again, she's 17, so just let me say this.
No, don't do it.
Call me when you're 19.
You didn't have to get there.
'Cause wow,
you didn't have to get there, man.
I'm just saying.
You didn't have to.
No, I meant for her voice. We'll start a band. What did you think I was talking about?
Tim stuff.
Uh-huh.
All right, Tim.
What's up, Colby?
What day is it?
Oh, well, I'm glad you finally asked. I thought you never ask. It's Monday, June 26th. It is no longer Juneteenth.
Correct. That was last week.
That was the 19th,
mm-hmm.
I believe.
That was last Monday.
Sure, but we celebrate freedom for all humans every day.
That's right.
On this show. It is also National Sarah Day. People who bear the name Sarah, today is your day.
You know what? I don't have a good track record of knowing Sarahs. Like, very few times in my life has there been a Sarah involved in my group.
Really?
I can't even remember in like work or whatever. I mean, they've been around. I've been introduced to Sarahs before, but there's never. Yeah, I think that's a missing name from my life.
I will say I've had a number of Sarahs in my life. I've never dated one.
Right.
But I've always gotten along better with Sarahs that don't have the H, like S-A-R-A. Oh, I take it back. I did date a very famous Sarah. Never mind.
Michael Sarah?
It didn't go well.
Okay.
Famous country singer named Sarah, but she wasn't famous when we were together yet.
Oh.
Her brother taught me to play bass. So yeah, Sarah, this is Sarah with an H day, so happy Sarah Day to you. It is Canoe Day.
All right, everybody go find that little man.
Go find the man in the canoe.
Uh-huh.
Get that reference, then that's why you listen to the show.
That's right.
National Flag Day of Romania. We're supposed to, I guess, celebrate the Romanian flag.
Let's go, Romans.
I mean, okay.
I don't know. Is that what you call it?
I guess. It's Forgiveness Day. Practicing forgiveness is a great way to wipe the slate clean and clear your conscience.
Forgiveness happens on Fridays on the KNC Masterpiece.
Forgiveness Friday.
It's not just this day, so
maybe we should tell them there's an actual day.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't do Forgiveness Friday today for some reason, I was listening to a book. I missed KNC today.
It is International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking.
Just today, though. So tomorrow, go back to doing your trafficking and drug abuse.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can, because it's not against it day.
Right.
It is Madagascar Independence Day.
Man, all right. Thank goodness that giraffe and all them broke free from the zoo and
the
stuff.
lion. Ben Stiller, the lion.
Right.
So glad they're free now. And, you know, there's oftentimes that something comes up, a day comes up that I have to think and question, like, okay, who thought of this one? And Colby, I have that feeling right now. I have a huge question mark over my head as it is National Barcode Day.
What?
A barcode.
Oh.
UPC barcode.
Right.
Why?
You know what? If it wasn't UPC, but it was like a national, this is the code of every bar you should be in.
That would be different.
That would be different. Celebrate the code of the bar. All right, cool. But just don't celebrate.
Huh. And you know what? I'm old enough that I can remember going to the grocery store before barcodes, and you had the old lady at the register doing the 10 key of the entire, before they had the scanners, you know?
Yep.
And they're just like, dude, never looking.
No.
And I'm always thinking, as a kid, I'm like, what if they get it wrong and she just charged you for a $75 head of lettuce? My mom's like, that never happens.
Well, I mean,
I don't know why my mom just sounded like Lonnie Anderson on WKRP.
I don't know. I don't know if you know what Lonnie Anderson on WKRP sounded like. That's
It is National Beauticians Day.
all right.
Are they still called beauticians? I mean, they're not. They're like hairdressers, right? Or
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but so it's just beauticians. What's the difference between a beautician and a barber? Is it just
well, I mean, chicks are beauticians, right? Men are barbers.
wait, women can't be barbers?
That's against the law.
Okay. Is it against the Tim law?
I'm pretty sure it's America.
America.
It's National Pudding Day.
It's your
I'm
favorite-
sorry, National Chocolate Pudding Day.
Oh, I was about to say, what's your favorite pudding?
Yeah, vanilla's my favorite pudding. Just like vanilla's my favorite ice cream.
I think I gotta go chocolate pudding, man.
It's not bad. They're showing a picture here with some whipped cream and some chocolate sprinkles on the whipped cream, and it sort of make it. Oh, and Oreos in the background.
Right.
Wow, it's kind of making my mouth water now. National Report Trade Agreement Act Fraud Day.
So basically, the NBA trade deadline.
Apparently,
Okay.
which is interesting because the picture is a dude like in a business suit talking on the phone, like a curly phone with the curly cord, with a mask on his face, like he's trying to hide his identity while he's on the phone. It is a really confusing picture.
What?
I don't know what this means. Should I show this picture?
You
Because
should now, because what you described is insane.
okay, he's even got a finger pointing up in the air, Colby.
It's because is he talking? Is he negotiating with
It looks
God?
like he's negotiating with LeBron. He wants to bring LeBron to whatever company he's representing right now.
Show me the money.
I don't know if it's Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's the only thing I know from that movie. I never actually saw.
I'd never watched it. And I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, but I never liked Cuba Gooding Jr. Here you go, Colby.
Ooh, what?
It's just as confusing as I described, isn't it?
It is, but so he's wearing a Court of Owls mask.
He's even looking at the camera through the eye holes. That's creepy.
That is creepy.
Huh.
I wonder who he's going to kill in the 80s.
Dude, is that from Wall Street?
I
That was a good movie.
never saw it.
Dude, you have to watch Wall Street.
No, I don't.
Yes, I said.
No.
It is also National Zachary Day. I have a son named Zachary, but I was forced to spell his name weird. So this is Zachary, Zachary.
Right.
I know sometimes it's Zacker or whatever. So my son, he has all my kids have two middle names. I don't know if we've ever discussed this on the air. So
we have.
So his name is Zachary Scott Timothy Ham. But his mom made me spell Zachary with two R's because her father's name was Harry. So it's Zachary Ham, but we just call him Zach.
Okay.
I know it's an idiot. I'm surprised he made it to adulthood.
I mean, the name doesn't cause that.
I didn't mean the name.
You just surprised a kid did.
It is also United Nations International Day in support of victims of torture. Could that be any longer? You want me to say it again?
Yes.
United Nations International Day in support of victims of torture.
So we support victims of torture, but only if it happened overseas.
I mean, yeah. So
Okay.
if it's done here, then
No,
that very particular set of skills doesn't exist.
that's right. That's right.
Um,
It only happens if it's Liam Neeson.
right. Plays the same character in every show and movie he's on.
And I don't mind it at all.
No, it's good. He's like 90 years old now. And then finally, Colby, a day that I think we should celebrate every day. It is World Refrigeration Day.
You know what? Yes.
I like refrigerators.
Well, the fact that if we didn't have them or if somebody hadn't come up with that idea, we wouldn't really be, well, we'd still just eat out a whole bunch. So
That's true, but we couldn't bring our leftovers home.
Right. Well, I mean,
We'd have to eat them as soon as we got home.
We'd be eating them that night for sure. Man, it's been out there a few hours. I don't know. I better eat it now.
So I've left leftovers like in the back seat of my car all night long because I was drunk coming home and I forgot they were there. And the next morning or whatever, I go out and I'm like,
you sit in the car and
God damn, half a cheeseburger back here I forgot about. And sometimes I do. Depends on how bad the hangover is.
Sometimes you need it.
Still alive. I don't think I've ever gotten sick.
Well, it's one of those things that if it's like not hot outside, in fact, if it's kind of, and then it's probably fine.
Yeah, because it keeps it at temperature, right? 165 degrees.
Right. So
can't be that bad of a thing.
It's like it's been under a heat lamp the whole time.
Like McDonald's. All right, you ready?
I am ready. We welcome you to the segment where I go through all the people that have been born today and find the famous people that are famous enough to me to make my list. And then I offer those people up to you. And you decide, along with me and Tim, who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. Starting off today's list, it's Chris Isaac. He turned 67.
Colby, I've seen him in concert.
Really?
I have. Was forced to go with the last wife at Billy Bob's.
What a wicked game that was.
And I always liked that song.
What a wicked game to play.
I literally didn't know any other songs that he sang, but dude, he was pretty good on stage. He had like a big sequined suit on and everything. I mean, he was a pretty good entertainer.
You know what? I can see that. I can also, that's the only song that I know that he's ever sang.
Yeah, me too. But like and again, at the show, I didn't recognize any other songs except some covers that he played.
Right.
But I mean, they were all like, I enjoyed it. I kept thinking, man, I got to listen to more of his music, but I never did.
No, you don't need to do that.
No, I don't think so.
It's what a wicked game to play.
It's a great movie.
All right. He should have been a Mav, then he ended up being a Mav, but he ended up being a Mav too late, and he wasn't a Mav soon enough to actually change anything. It's Deron Williams, 39 years old. Or excuse me, Darren Williams.
Williams.
He spells it different.
So Colby, I'm quite notably famous for attending the Colony High School.
Yeah.
Darren Williams attended the Colony High School.
He did.
I'm still the most famous alumni to come out of there. I'm just telling you.
You're not.
I am.
No.
Bracy Wright came out of there. Mike Williams, the offensive lineman, came out of there.
I'm thinking they probably got you.
No, I'm first on the Wikipedia page.
Because you did it?
Probably. Pretty sure it was so long ago, I forgot.
Turning 39 years old today, one J.J. Barra.
Is it really his birthday?
It is really his birthday. It's J.J. Barrea's birthday. Shout out to the freak.
We've got to confront Ben about this, right?
We should.
Like, I should call him on the air.
Or something. Maybe we'll find. You know what? If you know that, hey, it actually is J.J. Barra, then.
But there's no way.
We've been saying it wrong this whole time. Then let us know.
There's no way.
I've heard it multiple times. I've almost texted Jeff or somebody every time I've heard it, but then it's like I was about to text Jeff when I heard it one time, but then they started talking about Con Air, and I had to just text him about Con Air instead because it's Con Air.
Still haven't seen it.
Greatest movies of all time, and he hadn't seen it.
Nope.
You know what? I actually had a disappointment moment that happened that was worse than anything that you've ever done to me.
Oh, great. I'm off the hook.
I was listening to the KNC Masterpiece, and Kevin Hagelin goes, yeah, and I've never seen a John Wick movie.
Okay, that's more disappointing than anything. At least I've seen one.
And he knows how much I love those movies, to the point that one year he got me a John Wick t-shirt.
Really?
For like Christmas or whatever. He's like, I know
wow.
how much you love those movies. And I told him, it's like, yeah, they're awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's never seen it. Now, you know what? Hey, bud.
Huh.
I shot him a text message. How violently disturbed I was about that. Sean Hayes is 53.
Actor.
Yes.
Will and Grace.
That's about all I knew him from.
Did you know that he was, of course, we all know the flamboyant homosexual character that he played in Will and Grace. Did you know that he's really gay, though? I didn't know that. And he is, but he is. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Maybe that's why he played such a good one on TV.
But Tim, I'm going to say yes. I think I knew.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right. He's a great actor, by the way.
He is. Chris O'Donnell turns 53 as well.
Who did it better?
What?
Acted.
You know what? I'm going to hold out judgment because the Batman Forever, that one where Chris O'Donnell played Robin, is apparently getting a mass extended cut released at some point.
Like there's just footage laying around that nobody's ever seen?
Apparently it wasn't supposed to be that cartoony of a movie.
Really?
It was supposed to be dark and gritty that Schumacher wanted to put out there, but the people at Warner Brothers at the time was like, no, we need to do it this way.
That was George Clooney, right?
That was Val Kilmer.
Really?
It was Val, and it was because Val was before George.
Right.
So it's the Batman Forever, not Batman and Robin, but yeah. Actually, Val Kilmer at some point is like confronted by a vampire bat and all this other stuff and craziness that I heard about this on the Fat Man podcast with Kevin Smith. So
I've listened to that sometimes. He's really good, man.
He is really good, and he is really knowledgeable, and he says that he has a copy of this, and he will be releasing it, I think, the middle of next month. So I can't wait. Cannot wait. Shannon Sharp, Skip. I'm quitting, Skip. Is 55 years old today.
Man, I just still don't know how I feel about Shannon Sharp.
I think I'll feel all right with him once he is done with Skip Bayless.
I didn't like him before he joined Skip, though. I
was okay with Shannon before that. I knew what he was. He was there to bully people around. And I need somebody on the other side to kind of play good guy. And when you put the other guy being Skip Bayless, he will never be the good guy for me.
No, not ever.
So,
I mean, didn't he win our bracket of 66?
He did.
I mean, first it was a 64, and then we added us.
So he will never be. So it's basically nobody's the good guy, and they're just the two old guys from the Muppets without being funny. So, okay, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
Nick Offerman is 53 years old today.
Dude, and I know you're not a fan of Parks and Rec because you don't like comedies.
Right.
But the Ron Swanson character has to be definitely one of the top 10 television characters of all time. Probably a top 5. Dude.
There is not a moment back in the old KNC days, or not a week that wouldn't go by that Corey or Kevin wouldn't be quoting something that Nick Offerman's character did in that show and be like, dude, no, he's you. You would totally love him.
You would. Yeah, you'd love that character, man.
So,
how old was he?
He's 53.
Is he?
43 years old. One Michael Vick.
Friend of the show.
You know what? Did his time and came back, and that's it.
And allegedly wasn't as nearly involved in all of that stuff as people were led to believe.
Right, but he was the big name and the big fish and whatever, and again, paid his time. So,
yep.
I mean, I am a huge dog lover, so if I can get over it, so can you guys.
Absolutely.
Derek Jeter's 49 years old, overrated. Severely overrated.
If he played for any other team,
he'd be Michael Young.
But because he was a Yankee and he wore a single-digit number, which they don't have any more of by the way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
we shouldn't agree on this because, somebody in here's got to defend the Yankee captain. I can't do it.
No. I mean, he was a good ball player for a long time.
Right?
Probably would be in the Hall of Fame still with those numbers.
Probably, especially with all the championships and stuff they're going with. That kind of what sealed it. Aubrey Plaza turns 39 years old today.
Speaking of Parks and Rec.
I think she's overratedly. I mean, people rate her really high about being super hot, and I'm like,
No.
she's all right.
She's at best. She's all right. Like at best.
Okay, now I've got to go relook at her.
That's 2 things in a row we've just agreed on.
I've got to go vomit. Jeanette McCurdy turns 31 years old. That's Sam from iCarly. And also that one time where she sent those videos to her boyfriend that ended up on the cloud.
I've never heard of this person.
Didn't
they just reboot iCarly, though?
Without Sam.
Who is that?
The blonde chick. So it was Cosgrove as Carly, and then her friend was Sam back in the day.
Huh, okay.
Anyway.
I need to go look that up, apparently.
I mean, she's pretty cute.
Now that they're all of age.
Right. Jacob Elordi is 26. The only reason why I put him down here is because of Euphoria, and whenever a new season of that pops open, yeah, it's on like every one of my TVs. I try to avoid it like the plague, but it's there.
Never heard of it.
It's the MJ from Spider-Man, the new MJ.
Okay.
It's her show about her doing drugs and hanging out with her friends. But it's like an actual show. It's not a reality show or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
and Ariana Grande turns 30 years old today.
From Dallas, right?
Maybe.
I think she is.
So,
Where do we rate her on the hotness level? I mean, I know she's like 4'3".
she's really cute. I don't know if I can get past her voice or not,
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
but
I don't know that
she's super cute.
I don't know that I would categorize her as hot,
No, she would fall in that.
but cute.
She would fall in that hot category. When I say I usually super cute and hot are about the same thing. Don't understand my vocabulary, but it doesn't all match up for me. I think out of this list, the one that I thought was the cutest out of this, it would probably be Jeanette McCurdy. She has that tomboy look to her.
She is. Okay, I have to look her up.
Like she could kick your ass if she
Yeah.
needed to. So,
Colby, we have Facebook birthdays again.
we do. You got friends?
I got friends again.
Wow.
We just have 2 for today. One of my good buddies, friend of the old Drunk Sports podcast, Forrest Hudson. Happy birthday to you today, sir.
Go get you some shrimp.
And then
Dad's name was Forrest. Good name.
the very, very hot Margot Lindsay Gray, because she has a hyphenated name, so that's how you know she's hot.
Okay.
Turns 33 today.
33.
What's up, Margot? I'll call you later. And then we missed a couple from Saturday. I wanted to get to Lori Doherty's hot.
Is that Shannon's sister?
No. Alec Medford had a birthday.
Hello?
Tony Ellis, who served about a 3-month stint as the 3rd chair on the Drunk Sports podcast till Big Red got pissed off at him and kicked him off. I still have audio of that.
You get out of here, Tony!
Oh my God, dude! You can imagine Red getting violent, right?
Yes.
It was. Oh my God, it was so funny. And then Josh Frazier. Happy birthday to Josh.
What up?
So there you go.
So, you're good, bad, and the ugly. You can go ahead and text in or comment in your good, bad, and the ugly out of this list, and we will toss it to Tim, who will toss it back to us with his good, bad, and ugly off of this list.
Colby, my good this week, or today. I can't not pick Nick Offerman because he's one of the awesomest people, actors, comics I've ever seen. And I had never heard of him before Parks and Rec. So he's my good. My bad, I'm going to go with Darren Williams.
All right. Yeah, I see that.
My fellow Cougar. My ugly, it's real simple. I mean, it's a tie, but I'm picking one. It's Shannon Sharp. He's not an attractive human being. My other one was going to be Derek Jeter. He's pretty ugly, too.
You know what? There's a lot of people out there that think the opposite of you on those.
Well, they can be wrong. That's okay.
Or you could. You could, you could be. My good is JJ Barra.
We're just going to call him that from now on, aren't we?
Hey, JJ.
Hey, JJ.
So it's JJ Barea. I freaking love that name. Mark.
I was already writing it down.
My bad. It's Shannon Sharp. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
see
And
it.
my ugly. You know what? There's not very many ugly people on this list today. There's really not. I think I'm just going to go with. It was going to be a toss up between Darren Williams and Chris Isaac, and I'm going to go Darren Williams.
What about Chris O'Donnell?
No.
No?
No.
All right. He's got a weird mouth. What'd that mouth do, Chris?
Mark yourself. In case we ever have CA on.
Oh, my God.
That will be hilarious. So if you have your good, bad, and ugly, send it in, tweet it in, do whatever you want to with it. Hell, you know what? I got a map over here somewhere, and you can just, it shows you directly where to stick it, right up your ass.
Wow, there we go.
There it is. So we're going to toss it to Tim, who's about to toss it to Sports Report, baby.
Colby, it's time for the 745 Sports Report right here on a Monday at the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. And if you remember, I don't know if it was last week or week before, I think it was the week before, we did the Athletic Cowboys fan survey.
Right.
Well, the results are in.
Oh.
Will the Cowboys suck? Will Dak Prescott be their quarterback in 3 years? Who will be coaching at this time next year? They've all been answered with certainty. Because these things don't fail, right?
Every time.
Every single time. So, Colby, first we're going to go with what grade would you give the Cowboys for their offseason? I think we both went like a B something, right? Or A minus?
A minus, yeah.
The masses have spoken. Only 22% said A. B, the overwhelming majority at 65%.
What did they...
I have no idea.
What did we miss?
10%, 11% said C, 1.5% said D, and 3 people, or 0.2%, graded them as an F. Those are just Cowboys haters, right?
It has to be Cowboys haters. The D's have to. I think the C's have to be. They went out in free agency and got stuff, and then they drafted positions. Never mind.
Yeah. The next question, how far will the Cowboys go this season? I think you said NFC Championship game?
I did.
And you didn't commit to if they're going to win it or not. You just said they're going to go.
Right.
I will have you know, Colby, the overwhelming majority, not overwhelming majority, 35.3% said they're going to lose in the NFC Championship game.
That keeps McCarthy job.
34.7% said lose in the divisional round. I believe I am in this category, losing the wild card round at 10%. 2% thinks they're going to miss the playoffs. 11% think they're going to win the Super Bowl. 6% thinks they're going to lose the Super Bowl.
I'm all right with everybody except for the one you're in.
The losing the wild card round?
And, because if you didn't even make the playoffs, then your draft's got to be better, so that's good, right?
We probably have a new coach, too.
Yes.
Who will win the NFC East? I am sorry, Brian Broaddus, your Commanders behind Sam Howell only got 5 votes. So they're at 0.4%. Clearly the people who take this poll don't realize that nobody repeats in the NFC East.
Correct.
Because we got 50.5% going for the Eagles.
They're dumb.
48.2% said Cowboys, and I believe I said Giants. So I am one of 13 people, Colby. 1%.
You did say Giants.
I did say Gigantics.
And that's not happening.
Current state of the franchise, 68% think they're headed in the right direction. 22% said I have no idea.
At least they were honest. At least they were honest.
I don't think I knew that was an option, or I would have said that.
I have no idea. It's a good pick.
Will the Cowboys reach the Super Bowl in the next 5 years, Colby? What percent do you think said yes?
37%.
So you think the majority said no? There's just 2 options, yes or no.
Correct.
56% said yes.
Wow.
Shocking, right? 43%, of course, said no. I believe I was in the know.
Yes, you were.
So
you're in the minority.
What grade? I've been called worse. What grade do you give Mike McCarthy entering his 4th season as Cowboys coach? Now this one, it's not even close. B, 62%.
I think I was right there at a B.
Yeah, the next closest is a C at 27%. And 10 people gave him an F.
Probably the same people that gave all the lowest things they could give.
I mean, they're like 3 12-win seasons, right?
Right.
Like, come on.
That's a fail.
Who will be the Cowboys head coach at this time next year? Mike McCarthy, 64% of the people said he will be back. 21% said Dan Quinn.
Right.
11% said other, and there are 23 people who think that Jerry Jones will be the coach of the Cowboys at this time next year.
Good morning to you.
That'd be so great.
Throw the ball, Dak. That was the worst Jerry, whatever the fudge that was.
That sounded more like Jerry Jr.
It did.
I know what he sounds like. Grade Jerry Jones, the GM. The way they've built their current roster and coaching staff.
Shouldn't it be Steven?
Well, because he's the de facto GM now, along with Will McClay. 53% gave him a B. 22% gave him a C. 11% A. 8% D. 4% F.
It's got to be at least a B if you're just judging what the GM's doing, because of up to right now, whether it be you're looking at the draft again, they did something they don't always do, and they went and addressed needs before the draft in free agents and trades and such.
Yeah.
Never happens.
No.
We've been begging for that too, and now it does, and you're still like, not C, B, F, whatever.
Who is the Cowboys' most overrated player? I believe we had Trayvon Diggs, Michael Gallup, Tyron Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence, C.D. Lamb, Tony Pollard, and Dak Prescott. Guess who won?
I'm guessing Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott, and it wasn't close.
I understand, the reasoning behind it, but your quarterback is going to be your highest rated player on your team. So you say overrated. Well, everybody's quarterback is, I think, efficiently and exactly rated. It's just the most important player on the field.
Last year, Dak finished second to Zeke in this poll. The most underrated player, DeMarcus Lawrence wins. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's worded really weird here. He finished 4th last year. He finished 1st this year, and it was up against him. Prescott also got votes for being the most underrated player.
Right.
Along with Tony Pollard, Leighton Vander Esch. Blah, 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 blah. Most valuable player, Colby.
I think it's Micah. It's Micah or Dak.
Your choices, were Dak, Micah, CD, Trayvon, Zach, Pollard, DeMarcus Lawrence, or other. Micah Parsons, and it's not close. Almost 69% said Micah Parsons. Dak was second with 25%. Everybody else got 2 votes for him.
Right.
I don't know who would say Tony Pollard is their most valuable player.
Oh, MVP, TP. Too many initials.
I hate Cowboys fans. Which one of these players would you like to see the Cowboys get a new contract done with first?
C.D. Lamb.
50% said C.D. Lamb. Trayvon Diggs was second at 20%.
Uh-huh.
Dak was third at 19%. Then you had Pollard and Terrence Steele.
I mean, if you want to redo some of that Dak thing, which they'll have to again and again and again and again.
Unless you just don't want him back.
Well, if they keep flipping switches on it, he'll never leave.
That's true.
Because the switch just puts it all back into the back end, and it'll be more expensive to let him go.
Right.
So.
Which rookie will make the biggest impact this season? Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvion Overshone, Fehoko, Deuce Vaughn, or other. Dude, this wasn't close. Mozzie Smith, the defensive tackle, almost 1,000 votes. 75%. The next closest was Schoonmaker at tight end at 9%.
Wow.
And then you had 8% Deuce Vaughn.
And I picked Overshone in that one.
Which newcomers will make the biggest impact this season? Cooks, Gilmore, Edoga, or Ronald Jones? I believe I said Cooks. Did you say Gilmore, or did we agree on Cooks? I don't remember what you said.
I actually don't remember.
It's Brandon Cooks at 53%, Gilmore at 44%, Adoga at 0.8%, Ronald Jones 0.9%. Good grief, Ronald Jones got more votes than Adoga. And then finally, Colby, as we head into break here, which player's departure will be the toughest to replace? Elliott, Schultz, McGovern, or Brown?
We ended up saying McGovern.
If we said McGovern, the masses do not agree. Dalton Schultz at 44%. Connor McGovern was second, 31%. Elliott was fourth. And then we asked, should the Cowboys re-sign Ezekiel Elliott? 80% said no. 19% were two said yes.
I mean, I'd be fine with it, but I don't see a reason or it happening. So
it's just not necessary, right?
It's not. But would it be cool? Hell yeah, it'd be cool.
I mean, I think so. I don't dislike the guy.
Definitely not. So coming up next on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show, that show that you're currently listening to either via download or one of the great apps that we're on streaming, including our own, by the way, check it out in your Android store, the FanStream Sports app. Get it so you can listen to us in your car and just stream us all the effing time.
All the time.
So coming up, we've got People Do Love Lists. Thank you, CA. As the power ranking cookies happens right out of the gate. Then we find out what kind of garbage is in Tim's beard. And then
a lot of garbage.
Then news and notes where you find out what all the garbage is that I dug up on the internet. So a lot of junk and cookies. Junk and cookies. It's the name of our new show. But this one right now that you're listening to is Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show. We'll be back.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done by actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today, because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that Turf Life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, Turf Life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here on FanStream Sports, live from the FanStream Sports studios in Dallas. It's a Monday, 8 o'clock. It's the Power Hour.
Still don't know why that is.
I don't either, but it sounds cool. It's fun to say.
Right. Basically, we're trying to exude more power right now than we were in the first hour. Popping coldies.
Popping a coldie. So, Colby, I think we had a discussion about cookies last show, right? Or was it 2 shows ago?
I think it was the last show where we found out that you'd never eaten a macadamia nut.
I still haven't.
Or is it macadamia? Anyway, that nut.
Macadamia.
That's a good nut.
It's a white nut.
It is.
I don't know why it sounds racist to say that.
It's a good nut, though, man. Don't mark that.
So I found, I could doctor that so much. I found, according to BuzzFeed, 40 all-time favorite cookies ranked from entirely overrated to these belong in a museum. And these are mainly cookie brands.
All right.
I mean, so you might find like multiple chocolate chip cookies on here because it's got the brands. And boy, howdy, do I have a problem with number 1.
All right.
I can't wait to get there because I might vomit. It's so disgusting.
I have a feeling we're going to have a disagreement about it, but I'm not here.
So number 40, I guess as far as some that are on here, and I haven't had all of these because I don't like to try new things.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
But I've been called worse. How about Fig Newtons?
Oh, love a good Fig Newton.
I do like a good Fig Newton. I do. Apparently, they're not named after Sir Isaac Newton.
No.
As many people think. They're named after where they're made in, Newton, Massachusetts or something.
Right.
Not where the figs come from.
Too. I like a good fig, too, by the way.
I'm going to totally doctor that, too. Number 39, frosted sugar cookies.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, they look really good and appetizing, but like, dude, there's way too much sugar and sweets.
It's not that. It's that, man, put something in it. It just doesn't have to be just a frosted sugar cookie.
What would you put in it?
Something.
I don't need fillers.
I mean, well, that's okay. This is going to be a big difference between you and me because, I mean, if you're already doing something, then go ahead and do it good.
I feel like that's all it needs.
Max it all out. Apparently not, because you and me agree on it. It's meh.
I think you'll like these, though, at number 38, Little Debbie's Raisin Cream Pies.
The Raisin Cream Pies.
I've never heard of these, but I can't imagine anything you put raisins in is going to be any good.
No, well, first of all, oatmeal cream pies are amazing. So if they went oatmeal raisin cream pies, that's got to be even better.
Well, how about at 37, we have oatmeal cream pies, which I agree. I like those.
I love oatmeal cream pies.
But the ones that contain raisins are at 38. So just behind the ones without raisins.
Because nobody knew about those.
I've never heard of them.
About those.
I've never heard of them.
By the way, if you're ever enjoying you a Little Debbie snack, do yourself a favor while you're enjoying that Little Debbie snack. Don't turn around and look at the nutrition on the back of it. You'll be scared of life.
You may never enjoy it again.
You won't. I haven't because it's just not worth it anymore.
You're too old. Number 36, we have Grandma's Oatmeal Raisin Cookies.
Oatmeal raisins, one of my favorite cookies. Not the topper, but man, I can make you some bomb oatmeal raisin.
I don't mind the oatmeal, which is weird. It's odd, but I don't mind those. And Colby, I think we discussed a while back that I've never had a Girl Scout cookie. Like of any form, shape, fabrication, flavor, style, design, anything.
And I've done so many radio segments about Girl Scout cookies throughout my entire radio career that made me question you if you're actually from Earth at that moment.
But the Girl Scout tag-alongs are number 35.
I can see that.
Peanut butter and chocolate, I guess, right? So it's
Right.
a Reese's cup.
If you're a big Reese's fan, like that's your like only thing, and anything you're not going to like those as much.
It's a top 5 for me, Reese's cups.
You're not going to like those as much. It's just and you have to have a tag along first before you've ever had a Reese's cup to go, I like these.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 34, something I will never put in my mouth because I don't like mint. Milano mint chocolate cookies.
Mint chocolate. Oh my, that needs to go up a little higher.
Because we have right under it at 33 mint Oreos, which I didn't know was a thing until about 2 weeks ago, and I almost vomited on the grocery aisle when I saw these.
Mint chocolate, like from the ice cream to the Andes mints to all that. That's there are certain times in life where it's like that's the only thing that's going to solve that particular craving. It's amazing.
Mint. So can't do mint ice cream. I can't do mint at all. I can't do mint juleps.
Have you tried it?
Yeah,
You tried the mint
I tried
chocolate?
mint chocolate chip ice cream once. I just can't do the mint part. I don't like it.
You're broken.
Pepperidge Farm cherry Verona cookies.
Never had them.
I've seen them.
They sound hoity-toity, and I ain't doing it.
They do, and they look hoity-toity because it's basically a cookie with a big cherry spot in the middle.
Internets.
All right, then. Yeah. If you've ever dipped your tongue into a cherry spot as far as a cookie's concerned,
I mean, it's National Canoe Day.
it is National Canoe Day.
So there you go. How about number 31? These actually look good. I might try these sometime if I ever was to come across them. Girl Scout Samoas.
Okay.
Is that coconut?
Yes.
Okay, see, I would try those.
Those, yes, you need to. Those are my favorite. Like, that's the only way the Girl Scouts going to get me to buy cookies is just offering me those.
Really?
Then I'm okay, fine. I'm in.
I would try those for sure. Those look really good. At number 30, we have Grandma's Chocolate Brownie Cookies.
Because of course we do.
I don't think I could because it just looks weird.
The brownie cookie?
Yeah, it's like a dark cookie with dark chocolate chips. Like it needs some sort of contrast.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's the indulgence of the really good, like just the Hershey bar with nothing else in it.
I enjoy that.
It's just chocolate. It's just the gooey part of the brownie all throughout the cookie. It's amazing.
How about at 29, Lenny and Larry's chocolate chip cookie? Not familiar with Larry or Lenny.
That is your plant-based protein cookie.
It absolutely is plant-based.
And I am a fan. I wouldn't be if I wasn't searching for any and every way I could to get protein in my system.
Right.
But yes, as far as if you have Lenny and Larry's or your option of the Quest cookie, which somebody forgot to add flavor to that one.
Cardboard.
It's nothing. It's nothing. Folks, Quest makes the best protein bars. Their protein cookie is awful. You got to go with Lenny and Larry, man. They know what they're doing.
At number 28, again, I'm completely out. Girl Scout Thin Mints.
Oh, yes. Oh, out of the freezer. Those? Yeah, bud. I'm in.
All I can think of.
I'm double-fisted and in.
All I can think of. We didn't get sound.
Oh, I mean, that's not it, dude. It's...
Nope, I'm out. How about, again, I don't know why we got to trick up a good thing. Why can't we just leave a good thing alone? We got to make chocolate cream Oreos. What's wrong with regular Oreos?
Nothing.
Then don't mess with it.
But then you get the switch up.
Nobody wants
I
to switch
love
up.
the switch up, man. There's been some times that Oreos nailed it with the switch up. You're like, whoa. And that now the chocolate one with the is it with the vanilla Oreo on top?
It's
just
the chocolate. Yep.
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
The one that you mentioned is on the list, and it is way too high. How about Pepperidge Farm Tahoe White Chocolate Macadamia?
That
Doesn't look bad.
That is good.
All Pepperidge Farm cookies look really good.
You know what? You would be surprised at the taste that comes off of it because it doesn't taste like nut.
Really?
It doesn't. It's almost got the crunchy but white chocolate taste to it. You'd have to. I mean, a lot of times I get a cookie like that, and it's like, was that the macadamia, or is that the white chocolate? I'm not sure.
Huh.
Not sure, but it's great.
So I had a chance to try one of the, not this particular white chocolate macadamia, but so I went with my two blonde bimbo friends.
They love it when you do that.
I can't remember. They had a preference. I was supposed to not call them bimbos. I was supposed to call them broads.
Okay.
My two dingy blonde broad friends.
All right.
To Riders Ballpark as they played the Springfield Cardinals last Thursday at a company function for one of them. So we had a suite, so it's all catered and everything, and they have cookies.
Sweet.
They have cookies everywhere. So it was over. Everybody was gone. One of them grabbed a plate of cookies and said, "Here, hold that," as we're leaving. So I took a little plate, and it had some of those. It had a couple of the oatmeal raisin, a couple of the chocolate chip.
Right.
And it's one of the things I left in my car overnight because I didn't get home till like 7 in the morning.
But they're still cookies, dude.
Yeah, they're still cookies, so it wasn't a big deal. But I carried them inside. Of course, now the kids see them. But I gave the white chocolate macadamia cookie to my dog because I didn't want to eat it.
You should have took a bite of it and then give it to your dog.
I really had my heart set on the chocolate chip because those were amazing.
Well, yeah, but take a bite of it to try it.
I don't like to try new things.
But try it because you had backup to make it better if it was bad.
And that's one of my rules. I have to have a backup. I don't know. It was like 10 in the morning. I just woke up.
There's no excuses, Tim. You were stupid. You could have got it out the way.
I don't disagree with that.
The other side of it, again, is what if you found out you liked it?
I'm terrified of that.
You found out, oh, my God, I've been missing out.
My entire world would be upside down. How about number 25? One of my favorites, Nilla wafers.
I mean, if it's not in nanner pudding, then I don't need them. I don't need them.
I can eat a whole box of those in one sitting.
I don't need them. They're just. I mean, sure, if you want to half them and throw in them some milk and call it cereal.
Oh, gross.
We'll do that.
Now you're gonna make me vomit. Nothing should go in milk.
Every cookie goes in milk.
I don't like soggy cookies.
Cookie goes in milk. Have you ever tried it?
Oh, I can't see. I'm gagging right now just thinking about it. I can't. There's no way.
You've never, because there's a reason why everybody does it. Too.
I don't like, the only thing I've ever put in my milk other than dedicated like cereal is I remember as a kid, I used to cut up a banana and throw it in a glass of milk, and then I'd eat the banana and then I'd drink the milk.
Okay.
Something my dad taught me, like from the Depression days. That was what he had used to have for breakfast.
Right.
And it was good. Like, I think it was good. I don't remember too much about it, but here's one I would try.
So you never put like a little bit of Pepsi in your milk before?
No, I did try that like in the 80s.
Okay.
Like Laverne.
So you've had Pilk?
I don't recall enjoying it too much. I think I even tried different levels of Pepsi, right? Like you try it like a little bit at a time.
Right.
I don't remember being too impressed with it. Number 24, Grandma's peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies, very underrated.
Peanut butter cookies are very just super easy to make. Like the easiest cookie to make in the world. Cup of peanut butter, cup of sugar, and an egg.
And you're good.
You're done.
Yep. Make the little design across the top with the fork or whatever. Or don't. Doesn't matter.
And if you want to go wild, get you some semi-sweet chocolate chips and throw on the top of it.
I would do that.
Now you have some Reese's
I make
cookies.
love to that cookie. What? Number 23. Girl Scout Do-si-dos peanut butter sandwiches.
Meh.
Yeah,
Sorry, meh.
Doesn't look too great to me. This looks like it's right up your alley at number 22 on our BuzzFeed Best Cookies. Girl Scout lemonades.
Not my alley.
No?
Not my alley. Mm-mm. I mean, Lemon cookies are okay. Lemon pies are okay, but it's not my first option on the list. Like, if it was there with other options, I'm probably picking other options.
Really?
I mean, I'll eat it, and I'll be like, this is good.
How about at number 21 as we approach the top 20 best cookies according to BuzzFeed? Grandma's Milli Vanilli? Grandma's Mini Vanilla Sandwich Creams. How the hell did I get Milli Vanilli out of that?
Well, I mean, your lips were moving, just other people were talking. So that's how that.
But I don't mind these. I don't mind these. They're the vanilla cookies with the vanilla cream in the middle. And they're the little tiny ones. You know, they're like the size of a nickel or something.
Right.
Which to me seems unnecessary.
Which also just, I mean, sure, that's great, but they definitely don't deserve to be ahead of a bunch of these other cookies.
No, not at all. And then, oh my God, again, I don't know why we got to mess with a good thing. We already have Oreos that are maybe the best cookie ever. But now we have to have birthday cake Oreos.
Those are amazing.
No.
Those are effing amazing, Tim.
I can't.
I mean, I'm sorry.
And I love birthday. Like, birthday cake is my favorite kind of cake.
Well, birthday cake, yeah, and it's just in a little small form that's a little crunchier, but it's got the same flavor. It's amazing, Tim.
It doesn't belong on a cookie.
It does.
I can't do it. And I've never heard of these at number 19. The Belvita Blueberry Breakfast Biscuit. Say that 5 times really fast.
Belvita? Man, I mean,
I know the Belvita brand, but I've never seen like the blueberry breakfast cookies.
Well, I mean, they're all your breakfast biscuits or whatever.
Yeah.
They're okay, but they're not. They don't belong on a cookie list. I've never seen one of those and been just like, you know, a wind up cymbal monkey just staring at him going. I've never done that for one of those, ever.
That's going to be a YouTube short. Now, these are good. At number 18, Keebler Rainbow Chips Deluxe Cookie. So it's basically just the chocolate chip cookie with the M&Ms.
Right. They're all right. The Keebler, that kind of a little bit too crunchy with those cookies. I mean, you can either try and eat them or turn them into shurikens as you practice your ninja skills.
I like them crunchy like that though. I don't like the soft ones.
Oh, the soft ones are my favorite too.
The only time I like my cookies when I make them at home, dude. I get them right out of the oven when they're falling apart, hot, you know, and they're
right.
I love that. But man, something out of a package, it can't be soft. To me, it just makes it seem soggy, like when you dip it in milk.
But then I take that soggy cookie and then I dip it in milk. After I stick it in the microwave for a little bit.
I just don't understand.
You don't understand goodness.
I don't understand dipping things. Number 17, Royal Dansk Butter Cookies.
Meh.
Man, I'm all over these. I love butter cookies, especially the ones in the tin.
Meh.
Because it's easy. It's simple. You don't got to dress it up. They don't have butter cookies with cream filling.
No,
because butter cookies are good on their own.
They should be, though. I mean, if they're that good on their own, then they'd be better if they actually tried.
Too easy to mess it up. You probably like number 16, the Girl Scout shortbread trefoils.
They're just sugar cookies that have
is that what they're on?
Girl Scout insignia.
Yeah, it's got the logo on it.
Uh-huh. They're not great.
Huh? Yeah.
I mean, you can turn them into something great by putting stuff on them.
The butter cookies I am familiar with are the Pepperidge Farm Chessman cookies. They're butter cookies. Those are really good. I've had those.
Still not meh.
See, but I like the plain ones. And then at number 14 are the Chips Ahoy Chewy.
Oh, you're getting there.
No, I'm kind of out.
Totally in.
No.
Stack of those, throw them in the mic for about 35 seconds. Then you pick them up with your fork, dip them in the milk for a little bit, right into the mouth. Right into the mouth.
Mark all of that. Shippy, number 13, Colby. Oreo double stuff. I feel like this was when they started to get off track.
By adding more filling?
Yes, you don't need the The filling to cookie ratio is way off here.
And that's great.
Oh, it's way too much filling.
I love options.
Oh, no.
Am I feeling double stuffed? Am I feeling triple stuffed?
Please tell me they don't make a triple stuff.
They do make a triple stuff.
For the love of God.
It's so much more cream than filling.
Mark.
You can split them apart and then lick all the stuff off of it and then put them back together, and you still got enough cream for a regular Oreo.
How do you eat your Oreos, Colby, whatever flavor and stuffed they are?
The first one is the
Pull apart?
Pull apart, and then dip. And then after it, it's just like 2 at a time, dip. And you dip until your fingers move in a little bit because you don't want to go too far. And then remove, and then into mouth.
Well, I hope that's where it's going. Leave my butt alone, sir. See, I got to pull them apart. Every Oreo I eat, I pull it apart. And all the cream has to stay on one side.
Okay, what happens?
If it doesn't, it goes back in the package and I let one of the kids eat it. But I've gotten pretty good over the years at doing that. And then I'll eat the naked one first, and then I'll eat the one with the stuffing on it second. Everyone has to be that way. But it has to be all on one side.
It's just pull them apart, the first one. After that, I'm here to eat cookies. I'm not here to pull everything apart. This isn't a Nutter bar.
Nutter butter?
Yeah.
I don't tear those apart. I just eat those.
One wafer at a time. You just put the one wafer off.
I didn't know those came apart like Oreos.
Yeah, they do.
Number 12 is Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, they're all right.
The little bite-sized ones, I guess they come in a box. I don't think I've ever had those.
You can definitely do that for cereal.
Number 11, Tate's Bake Shop classic chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, those are okay. They're all right.
They look like they're really thin and really crispy is what they look like.
They are, but you can take those and get you the bowl of Cool Whip.
Oh, Cool Whip.
Yeah. And run them through there. Now
I can see that.
Now you're having a good time.
I could do that. Number 10, as we enter the top 10 of the BuzzFeed Best Cookies, Entenmann's Milk Chocolate Chip Cookies. I have never put anything from that company in my mouth that remotely tasted good.
I know of these cookies. I can't report that I was greatly wanting to go back and buy another bag.
Yeah, I've tried a couple because the kids, usually pick stuff out, and I'll try something regardless of what it is. But I've never had anything from Entenmann's that was good.
Huh.
Number 9, Mrs. Fields Milk Chocolate Chip Cookies.
Oh, again, those are good.
Now, are those already made, or that's not like cookie dough, is it?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's, okay, yeah, milk chocolate chip. Number 8, seems unnecessary, Pillsbury Holiday Sugar Cookies. So they have the Halloween.
Right.
They have the Christmas, and then they have the bunny, which I guess is Easter.
And it's all the same cookie. It's Pillsbury, so it's pretty good, but it's just a sugar cookie.
It's just a sugar cookie, right, with food coloring.
Right. It's a meh.
I'd probably try those. I don't need a dumb tree on it, though. Now, here's probably my all-time favorite at number 7.
All right.
Chips Ahoy Original.
It's okay.
The crunchy. That's probably what I buy the most of. It's this one and another one, and I don't remember if the other one's on the list. If it's not, I'll tell you what it is. But yeah, Chips Ahoy is like my 1A, and then there's one that's 1B. It depends on what mood I'm in when I buy cookies. And I really don't buy cookies that much because I don't eat them that often.
Right.
But sometimes I've got a hankering when I'm at the store, and it's one of two. If the other one's on here, I'll let you know.
I know mine that I get when I do feel like I need a store-bought cookie, but it's not going to be on the list.
What is it?
It's your actual store cookie.
Oh, okay.
It's your Albertsons chocolate chip or your Kroger's. They made there type of thing.
Yeah, I'm into those.
Those are, if I'm going to buy cookies, I might as well buy those.
Number 6, Nutter Butters.
Those are great.
I do love me some Nutter Butters.
Those are great.
And even as a kid, I loved the shape because it's not just a round cookie. It's kind of got its own shape like a peanut.
Yeah, it looks like a flat peanut.
Yeah, those were good. Number 5, Pepperidge Farm Farmhouse Milk Chocolate Chip Cookies, the thin and crispy ones.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
Again, they look good. Oh, here they are. Yep, here's my other one right here, Colby, at number 4. Keebler Fudge Stripes cookies. I absolutely love these.
I wanted to love these. Just, they're okay. I got a bag when when there was a big commercial back in the day to go get them.
Yep.
I got a bag, and I was like, these are going to be great. And I was like, they're okay.
Really? You didn't like them?
They're just okay.
See, I love them, but I can only eat like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and then like I'm done for a couple of days. And I got to hide them in my sock drawer so the kids don't find them.
Right, because in 4 or 5 days, you'll need that. You'll need that other 4 or 5. You're about a cookie a day, man. Maybe you should just did that.
Maybe so. I should try that. Number 3 should be number 1. The original Oreos. At number 3.
I'm okay with this. I want to find out what's 2 and 1. Oreos are great. Different Oreos are normally better. But
what's your go-to Oreos? If they're all on the shelf, which ones do you get?
The all on the shelf, it's the Oreos that have the peanut butter in the middle.
I've never even heard of those.
Those are amazing.
Are they chocolate on the outside?
Chocolate and peanut butter cream in the middle.
Oh, all right.
I'm in.
Number 2 is your Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookies.
The ones you have to make?
The ones you make.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I mean, those are probably the best ever.
I got to try the heavy cream trick on those.
Right? I kind of feel like that. Tell everybody what your heavy cream trick was.
So there's a viral thing about these just the regular
cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. I want to say Cinnabon because that's what you're trying to go for. The cinnamon rolls that you buy in the can at the store, right? It's just like the biscuit can. You take them and you put them in a pan that's got some sides to it, like a pie pan or whatever, and then you fill it up about halfway with heavy cream. And instead of getting those cinnamon roll hockey pucks that you get with this, they expand out because of the cream, and now you got huge-ass cinnamon rolls that apparently are super fluffy, super moist, and super awesome. So now I've got to try that with cookie dough.
I might have to do that on the way home. I might have to stop and get some cookie dough on the way home.
Just try it out and see what happens.
And number 1, Colby, on BuzzFeed's list of 40 of the best cookies.
I'm guessing Pillsbury.
And I've never had one of these.
Uh-oh.
Golden Oreos. The vanilla Oreos with the white cream.
Golden Oreos are pretty good. They do not need to be number 1. They are pretty damn good, though. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb to say that because of your love of the basic cookie, this will be right in there with, like, you will think they did better.
Okay.
Because they basicked down the Oreo.
Because it went straight vanilla?
Just straight vanilla. Like your old school, like, sandwich cookie.
Yeah.
Maybe it has the vanilla and then one chocolate. They're just like, no, screw chocolate. We're just going to all vanilla today.
Yeah, because I've had those where it's vanilla on one side, chocolate on the other. And, I mean, I don't mind those, but interesting. All right, well, there's your 40 cookies ranked from worst to first.
We did it.
All the way.
And we didn't get that upset at the list. I mean, we could have gotten really upset because we're talking cookies, and cookies are amazing.
We're pretty passionate about our cookies, aren't we?
I mean, from an ex-fat guy to a still
fat guy.
Yeah.
You can say it. It's okay. I know. I've come to terms with it. Fat ass.
Hey, fatty!
Colby, I'd like to tell you what's in my beard today.
I'd love to hear what's in your beard today.
One of these days I'll have an intro for this. What's in Tim's beard and what's in Colby's mouth? But we don't ever cross the segments.
No. We don't Ghostbusters this. We ain't crossing those streams.
So, parenting is a kind of a touchy subject, right? Especially these days.
Well, I mean, when you're trying to tell other people how to parent, yeah.
Well, but not even that. Just if somebody doesn't approve of your parenting style.
Well, they should S the F up.
Exactly. Look, let me parent my kids. If I want to spank my kids.
I think I over alphabet cussed right there. They can shut the F up. How about that? I didn't need to S with shut because now that confuses everybody.
Did he just double cuss?
I did. Weird.
Look, if I want to spank my kids, and I do.
Okay.
That's my business.
Right.
If you choose not to spank your children, you know what? I respect that as your parenting style. I'm not going to get on to you for that.
Yeah, I'm not going to spank you for it.
I mean, I may spank your kids if they're messing around too much around me.
Yeah, better leave your hands off other kids.
You know, but anyway, and when it comes to like celebrities, they're under a microscope, right?
Right.
Like how they parent, what they name their kids. There's some weird things out there anyway. But one of the guys that's been in Hollywood for years and years and years and years, Clint Eastwood, has never given an F what anybody thinks about anything he does.
Stay off my lawn.
That's a great movie. And an instance, so he's got, and I didn't realize this, Colby, he's got 8 kids from 6 women.
Because he's Clint Eastwood.
He beat me.
Right.
I have 6 from 3 that I know of.
By the way, mark yourself saying he beat me.
He beat me. I had no idea he had that many kids.
Well, I mean, it's Clint Eastwood. He's just like, hey.
Make my day. Gives that a whole new meaning now.
Right. Nice shoes. Want to do it?
I'm Clint Eastwood. Do me. But one of his children, of course, followed in his foot. I don't know, maybe more have. This is the only one I've ever heard of. Scott Eastwood.
Right.
So Scott Eastwood was on a podcast recently, and he recalled a time. So Scott's mother is Jacqueline Reeves. Scott was born in 86.
Oh, man. Does Christopher know?
Yeah, don't tell Christopher. So Scott was born in 86, and then his little sister Catherine was born 2 years later, so 88. When they were born, Clint was already in a relationship with Sandra Locke, one of my favorite actresses from the 70s. I think he was married to her for a long time, like in the 70s.
Right.
She was in The Gauntlet, my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. And so he wasn't like living there. But as Scott tells the story, he was very active in their lives, right? Even though he wasn't living there,
right?
Had a wife or probably other kids that were their same ages. Scott says that he was very active. He was never absent. He wasn't complacent throughout his childhood. He made sure that they all grew up as a family, although he never sought legal custody. Scott's actual birth name is Reeves. He wasn't even on the birth certificate.
Wow.
As the father. But Scott, when he found out, changed his name to Eastwood to, of course, probably to act, you know.
Right. Or the fact that it's so much cooler.
Probably than Reeves.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can have Clint Eastwood or Christopher Reeve.
I mean, Christopher Reeves is cool, but Eastwood.
Yeah. So Scott recalled a time when he was 16 and he wanted to go to a party. His sister wanted to go. She was 14. So they go to this party in the neighborhood. Scott takes his little sister. It's a high school party, right?
Right.
Takes his little sister, gets bored at the party, and decides to leave. And left his sister there. They went to make a beer run. And left his sister at the party. Daddy didn't like that too much.
You think?
His quote was, "I left her at the party. I didn't even think about it at the time. Later, Dad found out that I'd left her there alone. He punched me in the nose and said, 'You don't ever leave your sister at a party. Ever.'"
Wow.
End quote. He said it was very old school, very, very old school, very much like his dad to do something like that. But he said all the time growing up, if you did something wrong, you're going to get punished. And it wasn't an easy punishment.
I cured you of it real quick.
But, yeah, so his freaking 16-year-old kid, he punched him for leaving his sister at a party.
What are you going to do, punch him back? He's Clint Eastwood.
Dude, especially in 80s, like it was probably the 90s by then, but, you know, I mean, he's like 100 years old. I wouldn't mess with him now.
No.
Pull out that Magnum 44 and shoot you.
Make my day.
Make my dinner.
Can you imagine growing up and Clint Eastwood is your dad and, like, he comes home from, like, a day of work where he's, like, kicked people's asses on set all day long, right? And he walks in and, you know, your mom goes, "Little Johnny's been bad," or whatever. And, you know,
Oh, man.
Boy, get in here right now, you little bastard.
You can hear,
my God.
You can hear the belt coming out of the belt loops on the pants.
Just makes a whipping sound.
Dude. I love that story because you don't hear about crap. And I know it was a long time ago, but
Right.
you don't hear about that crap anymore, you know? And look, Scott Eastwood turned out to be a pretty good guy, right? I mean, he's not scarred by it.
No.
It's part of what made him who he is.
Well, now you'd be scarred by it. And, of course, if he had access to social media at the time, then everybody would have been
man.
scarred by it. And some of this, Tim, about the parenting and all that, it's kind of got into our own issues of, especially us or me as Generation X, where we went through our whole lives not giving an F about anything. And then it got time to be parents. And we were just like, I mean, as long as you're okay. I don't, and we didn't give an F, and we kind of let everything else pretty much, give our kids whatever. Because we were still going outside and doing stuff. We were still, as parents, we were playing the video games, do whatever you're doing. I'm going to go over here and do this. And the problem is that everybody else got a hold of our kids, and then some of us forgot to raise our own.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we've ended up now.
But I love that story. I want to share it on the show because, I mean, who doesn't love Clint Eastwood, right? Except maybe some of those ex-wives, maybe.
Right. They did it one time.
They did it one time.
Yep.
Because he's freaking Clint Eastwood. Colby, I wanted to update everybody on the MLB All-Star voting. Because round 1 is complete. We have 2 starters named.
Uh-oh.
Neither
one of them probably Rangers.
Neither one of them are Rangers. Neither one of them really are a surprise. In the American League, Shohei Ohtani's been voted in as the DH starter.
Of course.
And Ronald Acuna has been voted in the National League as the starting outfielder. So what you can now do is you've got the guys that made it from round 1 into round 2 here, and we do have some Rangers, though.
We do,
and you can vote for Marcus Semien at second base.
Shouldn't vote for Marcus Semien. You should.
You can vote for Josh Young at third base.
You should also do that as well.
He's up against Matt Chapman, who Young's having a far better year than Chapman.
But your fan vote, that's going to be because, people are finding out about Young.
Yep. By the way, and I covered him with the writers for, the year and a half or so he was there, dude. And he was a beast, man, even at AA. And of course, I covered him at Tech, too, for a season, his senior year, before he got drafted. And God, he's such a beast. His brother's at Tech right now. He's going to be another beast. At shortstop, Corey Seager versus Bo Bichette.
Bo's probably going to end up winning that, but watch out for Corey Seager with the numbers he's putting up. If he doesn't end up on any kind of injured list for any long period of time throughout the rest of this season, you may be talking about an MVP right here.
MVP. Corey Seager batting .348, Bichette .318. Seager's got 10 home runs, Bichette 14.
Seager's played a lot less games than him.
Seager 46 RBIs to 47 for Bichette. OPS, though, look at this. Corey Seager 1.025, Bichette's only .856. Corey Seager's having a better year, and he's done it in fewer games.
Right.
At the catcher position, Jonah Heim.
Should be, man.
Dude, he's having a season.
He is. He's rocking it. Even though he's like cutting his hair and changing up his look and all that stuff, he's still doing good, which I thought we might end up with a Samson thing happen with him. We didn't.
No, not yet. The power didn't come from his hair, apparently.
Right.
And then in the outfield, you've got Adolis Garcia. Batting .257, 17 home runs, 60 RBIs with a .810 OPS.
If he catches fire again on that RBI streak like he did there for a little bit, he'll be back on pace to maybe even hit old Wando's record.
Dude, Garcia's got the most RBIs out of anybody in the outfield position. And his closest competitor is Yordan Alvarez with 55. And it's not even close. 41 is the next highest total. So, yeah, that's 60 RBIs, man. What did Wando have, 100 at the break one year?
Yes. He ended up with, like, what was it, 150 something?
Yeah, he didn't have a great second half.
I'm just, because,
I remember that,
with the way that this batting order's rolling, I'm just saying if Adolis gets on one of those streaks again, it'll be back on pace to be like, oh, he could catch him. He could do it. 150 something.
Yeah, I was gonna look it up.
Or what?
If let's see, he had a batting average of 310 at the break. Oh no, wait, that's not. Never mind. I don't have time to look it up.
Nope.
But yeah, they somewhere right around in there. But it was fun. It was a fun run, right? And that was when they were good. And they were winning divisions and
Right.
getting ousted in the first round of the playoffs every year to the Yankees.
You could still throw him that slider off the plate and he'd still swing at it. I don't know why he didn't just run up there and throw it 3 times.
Every single time. You could see it coming on camera.
Right.
And it's just like he's going to swing. Yep, he swung.
Don't try to pull the slider, Wando.
Jeez.
Don't try to pull. Never mind.
Oh, he was going to do what he wanted to do. Baseball be very good to Juan Gonzalez.
That's right. Pants need to be tighter.
Good Lord. So anyway, there's your Texas Rangers. Go vote for Adolis Garcia in the outfield, Jonah Heim at third, Corey Seager at short, Josh Young at third, Marcus Semien at second. Your first baseman, by the way, between Yandy Diaz and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. In the American League, Diaz is probably going to get that because he's on those Tampa Bay Rays, and they're freaking still on fire.
Right. Even though if you listen to J.P. Peterson, you would think they're all dying.
Oh, my gosh, right? Like they're last place.
Right.
It happens.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't either.
Got to have them on the show.
Right.
Just to irritate you. Be so great. Anyway, so what do we have next, Colby? You got time to kill?
I mean, I've got all the stories. I've got ready to go. So if you want to toss it to me for news and notes, I can get this.
We can get right into that.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
By God, I've found it. So I'm going to give you some description, and you try and tell me where we're at for this first story.
Okay.
As the cops finally dismantle booby-trapped meth island after squatters set up an elaborate camp amid concerns of the 4-story treehouse and trampoline were luring in children. Where do you think we're at?
Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to say Arkansas.
The Florida cops have finally dismantled the now this is a long name for this damn place. I would have come up with something else, but it's called Booby-Trapped Meth Island. Which the name itself would probably, as a kid, I'd be like, I'm not going there.
Definitely not a vacation spot.
No, not going to Booby Trap Meth Island. I mean, if you break up the words and you like leave out meth and trap, now I'm like, Booby Island? I'm there. I'm freaking there.
Booby Island.
But the Booby Trap Meth? No, I'm out. So what happened is this island, I guess, was meth haven for a while. And so you just had a bunch of homeless meth addicts who got all methed up and then made it to this island, and they just started constructing stuff. Tree houses and a maze made out of debris, and they were just stacked up. Now, if you give a lot of Floridian meth addicts enough time, apparently they can make something you can be seen from space. So they did.
Oh, God.
So through the maze, if you don't know the correct way to go through the maze, you can end up in like trapped spike pits. And, you know, like like Rambo set this up. Like logs will fall on you and things like that.
Like Indiana Jones.
But here, yeah, the bad thing about it is so do you have to wait till you're methed up to try and make it back through?
It probably hurt less.
The maze that you made while you were methed up?
Stop saying methed up. Sounds like you have a lisp.
Because if you're not methed up, does that is it like when, you know, you're trying to find something that you put away while you're drunk, next time you find it's when you're drunk again? Is that how that works?
That's why none of the pirates can find their treasure.
Right. There's not enough rum for me to find this. So, but they found it. The cops started dismantling it. And so, sorry, meth head Florida man. Your methed up island is gone. It's been dismantled.
Sunk the whole island.
That's right. Put it on a ship with a controller.
Wow.
Damn.
Colby, it's too soon.
You know, I guess I'm going to continue this for a little bit.
Here we go.
With the sub
joke series.
I'm not going to go on jokes. Just know that I believe that they're all pretty much open for jokes, because you died. Yes, you died trying to go see the Titanic in a tin can.
He's here all week.
I apologize for the loss of life, and I understand it, but that out of the ways to go that were tragic, I got to put that, as Jeff says, put it as natural causes. Just happened. Let's go from there to a Texas tourist. This is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A Texas tourist who took a cruise from the Port Everglades returned only to be arrested at the port on a felony child endangerment charge. She spent 3 nights in the Broward County Jail, but it turns out that Jennifer Heath Box, 48, of Houston, was wrongly incarcerated.
Oh, no.
So she gets off the boat. They say there's a warrant for your arrest for child endangerment. They arrest her. She's taken to jail. She's all the time going, I don't understand. Because she's got children, but they're like 30 and 20 years old.
Adult endangerment.
Yes. And she's never been arrested before, and apparently neither has the other Jennifer Heath Box.
No.
So there's no fingerprints on file. So all they have is the name of this person. Now, Jennifer Heath Box, the one I'm talking about here, is 48 years old. And she's apparently 48 years old. Like, she's not like a young 48 looking. The woman that they're looking for is 26 years old.
Oh, my God.
And again, in jail for 3 nights. She missed one of her kids, I guess the 20-year-old, being sent off to the military. His deployment, she missed the last day of him being around because she was in jail.
She's going to get some money.
She has to get some money. She has to. Now, by the way, one of the days, including on this 3-day tour of the jail facility, was Christmas Day.
Oh, my God.
So the second day she was in there, one of the police officers came in and goes, you know, we're really sure this isn't you. And she was like, okay, cool. Does that mean I get to get out of here? And he's like, nope. We have to get it confirmed up high, and it's Christmas, so
Sorry.
We can't move without people saying we can move. So, can you imagine? By the way, they didn't just like silently arrest her as she's exiting. They as she's presenting her passport to get back onto Florida soil, they surrounded her with cops and shackled her right then and there. So if you thought somebody's going to get paid by the state of Florida, it's going to be this lady.
Wow, she's going to own Florida.
Yeah, she might end up with her own meth island.
That's pretty much what Houston is.
Yeah. So let's go from there to a New York City firefighter who responded to a 911 call involving a man who subsequently died at his New York City apartment. So Silas McKenzie, 33, he's the firefighter. He arrived, and of course the guy had passed. But what hadn't got burned up in the fire? His credit cards. So Silas grabbed him up, and the next morning went to Target and charged about $1,123 to this dude's credit cards. bought him a bunch of stuff. I mean, you spent $1,000 at Target, even in New York. I don't know what you bought, but congratulations to you.
That's a couple of carts full.
That is. So he's going to jail because the other people that you were looking at it goes, well, if he died then how did he charge these?
Huh.
I mean, firefighters and such, I don't recommend this, but if you do have to supplement some of your income, then just go ahead and take the cash or whatever. I wouldn't try the credit card trick. That's a bad idea. So anyway, Silas is going to jail.
I mean, you had a story a while back about a paramedic that was stealing some old lady's wallet off of the dress. Or no, she'd already died, right?
She'd already died.
Yeah.
And so he found some cash and was put it in his pocket, and then looked up and saw the camera and just kind of put it back.
Also a bad idea.
Let's go to Osaka, Japan, because they're just proving more that their TV's weird. So a major Japanese moving company has to apologize after a video showing two of its employees, one tied naked inside of a truck and the other one flicking rubber bands at him. Hold on for a minute.
Let's break that sentence down.
They had a commercial that they made into a viral video where two of their employees, one a naked man tied to the inside of a truck, and the other employee of this same moving company was flicking rubber bands at him. It doesn't say where in the article, if he was flicking rubber bands at his face or at his ding-dong.
Which would you prefer?
Probably my face.
Not the ding-dong, definitely not.
Yeah, I'd probably go face over ding-dong.
Mark.
I was about to say don't mark that. But the moving company had to apologize for the video that apparently they authorized and said, no, this is good. This will get a lot of views and a lot of traction.
Wow.
I don't understand how that would make you want to choose that particular moving company, but hey, man, Japan's weird. Japan's weird.
Boy, howdy.
So there's that as my phone tries to slow up. Here's one thing you never do. I have a story here about, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently some couples that are into the piercing tattoo situation to an extravagant point. Because I found a article about a man who had a padlock put on his junctal area. So he has a padlock on his penis that is somehow pierced into there, right? And it's kind of like a chastity belt situation, where like the person that has the key was his girlfriend. So apparently, Padlock Boy,
That his official nickname?
is now, might have been unfaithful a few times, and so they decided to cure that
Rather than just breaking up.
with a padlock. So they got it padlocked, and she had the key, and so she had the key to his penis for him to be able to use it. They broke up. She kept the key.
Oh, my God.
So he had to go back to said tattoo piercing parlor to have them remove the padlock.
Can't just call a locksmith?
I imagine what the locksmith will do is he probably, what I normally do with padlocks is I just get out the bolt cutters, and
Angle grinder?
I don't want any of those.
Near my thing.
So they removed it, but I don't, even if you're married, Because I can't imagine if, like, she wasn't into what you were feeling the vibes and she wasn't, so you went to go do the laundry yourself.
Yep.
And then you're in there, polishing the bishop, and all of a sudden that padlock's just whacking around while you're doing things. That can't be good or healthy or anything. Or I can't imagine going for a jog with a padlock on my junk. Playing basketball.
Doing anything. What if you roll over on it in the middle of the night?
Riding a motorcycle. None of these things.
Cheating on your girlfriend?
Right?
Huh.
I don't know how the padlock was, because they didn't show a picture, so I don't know how the padlock was situated. And every time I talk about it, I've got to re-straighten everything down there because I just don't. Because I can't. Does it stop you from? Is it like locked up to where it stops you from doing your strong like bull impersonation?
Erect?
Yeah. So what if you just have on some really good feeling shorts? Like maybe you decided to go, underwearless and wear some slacks.
Oh, like you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man, I don't ever wear slacks. And if I do wear slacks, I have to wear drawers. If not, I will be permanent. Hey, look at him. And then you got to try and hide it, up near your belly button or tuck it down low. And it never works when you tuck it down low because then just one leg don't move right. And yeah, never go jogging with a boner. It's not.
I mean, preferably don't go anywhere with one.
Right.
Just keep that thing at home. Holstered away where it belongs.
So, the teenager that was on this submersible, Solomon Dawood, he had a thing that he wanted to do. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't know there was a teenager on it.
So the 19-year-old, and the reason why he went is because his dad was like, "We're doing this for Father's Day," and he didn't actually really want to go, and that's the sad part about it is he didn't want to go. He just ended up going because Dad was like, "We're doing this for Father's Day." So he had an idea to make it a little bit better for himself. I didn't know this. There's a Guinness Book of World Record for the furthest down that somebody solved a Rubik's Cube.
Oh.
And so the fact that he was going to be really far down, he's like, "Well, I'm taking this Rubik's Cube and then I'll have the record," right? So we don't know if he did it or not.
Oh, probably didn't find pieces of the Rubik's Cube, did you?
I mean, I guess you could. You know what? They could give him the record for, trying to solve a Rubik's Cube.
The deepest attempt?
The deepest attempt, or the only one to do that in the submersible that imploded.
Closest proximity to the Titanic?
Right.
I mean, you probably win that one.
So, did you hear about the Kentucky woman visiting Texas?
No.
Phoebe Copus. She's 48. She was in El Paso, and she got an Uber, and she wanted to go down to past San Antonio. So she got an Uber to go from El Paso to down past. That's a long ways.
That's a long way.
It's a long Uber. But in the route, she noticed that she started seeing signs to Juarez, Mexico, which that's kind of along the route there.
Yeah.
If you're doing that you're going to see that. She thought she was being kidnapped, so she shot the Uber driver in the back of the head.
Oh, my God. That's why I can't drive Ubers.
She took the handgun from her purse and shot Daniel Pedro Garcia, 52, in the head, and the vehicle crashed into a concrete barrier.
Oh, my God.
And now he was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries, and the family said in a update to the GoFundMe page that he died and was taken off life support this week. I understand if you have a little bit of fear that something might go on, but before you go to the point where you're just going to shoot somebody, maybe double check to make sure you've got your phone. Just say, all right, we still on the route that we should be, even though I'm seeing these signs. Not look up and go, Juarez? Oh, no.
Bang.
That's bad. I just... So there's that.
Jeez.
Was this worth getting into? Oh, yeah, and finally, let's go to the UK where 30-year-old teacher who was charged and accused of stealing faces up to 10 years in prison. And what did he steal? According to the charge sheet, the man who teaches at a secondary school, don't know what the hell that is, was accused of stealing 2 packs of diapers and 2 salmon fillets.
Is his name Jameis Winston?
No, but if the maximum, I mean, shouldn't the maximum sentence for something like that be like parole and a fine? Two packs of diapers and a couple of salmon fillets.
He was in for a good night.
It was the strangest night.
Been there.
Either that or this is one hell of an April Fool's joke he was concocting, where he's going to give somebody the fish diaper. I don't know what that is, but now it's got to go on the wheel.
I call that band name.
Actually, I think we did that on the wheel.
Fish diaper?
Yeah, we put a raw grouper in Corey's pants. He had to have it for a whole segment.
A grouper.
Yeah.
They have teeth.
They do. Well, it was dead.
Still.
Yeah. So, but over in the UK, if you steal Pampers and a couple of salmons, you can go to jail for 10 years. So don't steal your diapers and fish over there.
That was expensive salmon.
So he is claiming that he might be mentally unstable, which duh. And that maybe his way gets out of it, but just don't. If you're in Europe, don't go steal Pampers and salmon. Apparently, they frown on that. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Don't steal Pampers and salmon.
That's right.
It's never a good idea. This has been the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It's Monday. We'll be back on Wednesday with another one, 7 o'clock Central Time on FanStreamSports.com, live streaming on the app. Go get your app in the Android store. If you are one of those unfortunate individuals that are forced to use an Android phone, just go ahead and go over there to that Google Play Store and download the app.
By the way, you're smarter than the iPhone people because Android's where it's at. I mean, look at the size of my phone. It's amazing.
Mark, that's a weird brag. Look at the size of my phone.
Look at it.
Stare at it. Stare into its eyes. All right, before we get lost any further, I'm Tim. That's Cole. We'll be back on Wednesday, 7. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.